Alright guys, so this video I'm going to be showing you how to assemble the Adventurer's Case Dungeons & Dragons kit. Now when it comes to you, it's going to come just like this, all clamped together, and it looks like it could be a little overwhelming, but honestly it's super simple. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to separate some stuff out. These two pieces can be set off to the side. We don't need them yet. These 6 pieces go with those 2 pieces. We set them off to the side as well. Now what we have in the middle is these 2, these 4, and these 2. This is the dice tray. It's a dice roller. I've actually already got another video up showing how this is done, but we're gonna do it here as well. We're gonna double bag it and rock it on out. Now what you're wanting to look for first is all of the different components that go to the top or the bottom. We're gonna do the bottom second. We're gonna do the top first, and the top are the pieces that actually have the nice little cutout here. Also, that's the bottom. Bottom has the outward looking diamonds on the end, whereas the top has the inside diamond, as you can see here. You'll notice when you go to put it together. Now I am a big fan of assembly in place. You see how everything just kind of slides together? What I'll do next, and for this, please use them. You just need some 6s and some 12s to knock this out really easy. But for those of you that don't, clamps are not required to do the assembly here. What you need is wood glue and tape, and that's it, with a little bit of effort. So the first thing we want to do is we want to glue up all the fingers. And if you can see here, I'm just running the glue bottle right down the seam. That's why I put everything together early instead of having to come back and do this with a paintbrush. This just goes so much faster. And like I said, the entire thing shouldn't take you more than 15 to 30 minutes, and you'll be right as rain. Now one thing you want to make sure of is that you get glue on every finger. Next thing, we're just going to stand it up, just like so, and we're going to start working our tape. This small piece in each corner. I'm going to hold it. I'm going to feed it over, just like that. Then I'm going to continue doing that all the way around the entirety of the box. Make sure you've got a nice snug joint, and then you just tape it right in place. Snug joint, taped right in place. Then carefully you're going to lift it and flip it over, because at this point this is still loose and we don't want it to be loose. So we're going to take some small pieces first and pinch right in the middle, and we're just going to fold this over nice and tight so that it doesn't have any room to move. We're going to do that on all 4 middles. You're pinching in and down at the same time. And we're going to take it and we're going to turn it. We're going to pull this together. Again, you're pinching in and down, same time. And you just fold that over nice and snug. Now at this point, you're going to look and you're going to see Sometimes that's all you need. But you're also going to make sure that you have no gaps here, all the way around it. No gaps. Is that a gap? That's a little gap right there. It's a small one, but it doesn't take much to make your box a little wonky when you're finished. So we're going down, we're going in, we're going to fold right over. This side is good, that side is good, everything else is nice and set just the way we want. You can even look inside and you'll see that your joints all the way around are nice and tight. Now you'll also see inside here what's known as squeeze out. Now squeeze out is nothing more than extra glue that has squeezed out literally of the joint. And you can see here, I'll take, and you can use a Q-tip or a screwdriver or whatever, and you just scrape the squeeze out right away. Just like that. And this way we don't have to worry about it being bubbles and nasty balls of glue later on. So that's part one of the box. We're going to set it off to the side. It's officially done. Now the bottom of the box is a little bit more tricky because there are components that go inside it. So we're going to start just like we did with the top with our 4 outside pieces. 1, 2, and you notice this here, it's important. 3 and 4. Now we want to make sure that these two mirror up. You see how you can see through there? That means that these need to be opposite each other in that direction only. Okay? Any other direction, it won't work. It'll look terrible. I'm actually going to do it this way. That way I don't have the smoky edge to worry about on the inside. Now, this piece is a mirror of this piece. And we want to make sure that it, wherever it is going to mirror right here. And see, now you can see through there. If we were to put it in backwards, well, then you can't see through from either side. So that's the way we go. You can see it lines up nice and straight when we do it this way. That's important. Then we have this guy and these 3 leaves that are going to go in. Now this can only go here one way, up or down. If you look closely, I'm going to mirror them, you can see that one side is shorter than the other. It's that way so that they only go in one direction. Make sure that the short end goes down. Okay, short end goes down. And the same goes for this guy. Short end, down. Now, first thing we're going to do is we are going to glue here, 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 and here, just like we did before, but we can't fully assemble this guy. We have to start with one side. But we'll run all the glue to start. So it's just like making a big plus sign for your younger generation. Think of it as a hashtag, I guess. And for older people like me, we call it a number symbol. Whichever word you want to use to describe it, you know, basically, it's almost like tic-tac-toe. It's down, down, cross, cross, done. Now we're going to line this up just like this. And we're going to take this one corner, and only this one corner to start. And we're going to pinch it in place, nice and snug, and then we're going to feed it over. Just the one corner to start. Now we're going to take, and we're going to glue just like this. And we're going to take and glue just like this, and right here too. Okay, now what did we say? Short side goes down. All right, but it also has to mirror that. It does. We're good. This is going to feed right into that hole. And it's okay if it's snug. It's supposed to be, because once it's together, it's not supposed to go anywhere. And then we're going to take the bottom and we're going to bring it up as well. And we're going to take on the two ends and push in really nice with our thumbs. And if you do it right, this corner lines itself up. If you do it wrong, like I just did, it gets a little weird, but whatever. Now that we've done that, it's lined up, we're going to go ahead and pinch this corner together, fold it on over. Now this corner and this corner are both done at this point. Because we've already mashed these in, that's fine, okay? Then we want to take and we're going to do just like this. We're going to feed these in one at a time. That's backwards. You see, this doesn't line up with that. It's backwards. So if that happens, we're going to pop it off just like this. We don't have to disassemble the whole box. Don't freak out. And we're going to flip it around just like this. Now granted, you do need to do this in a timely manner or else your glue is going to have time to dry. You can work with the glue for a good 15 minutes or so, but after that it's going to get a little difficult. Okay, now remember, this needs to mirror that, which means we need to flip this around. When we flip it around, this glue is going to be in the way, so I am going to go ahead and pinch that glue off just like this. We're going to lay this back down and we're going to go ahead and just touch it just like so. And we just walk straight back down this line again and touch on each finger individually. Boom, that's done. Now we know that this is going to be low down here, but I also want to make sure that this is glued in place. So I'm going to do this with it and pinch just a little to make it line up. Now, all of these guys need to go in at this point. You're going to line them up, you're going to squeeze them in place. Line them up, squeeze them in place, just like that. It's real easy. Line it up, squeeze it in place, and we're going to come back here. And you can take your thumbs, your hands, or whatever, and nice and snug. That's that side, this side. And at this point, I'm actually going to turn this and pinch these even tighter with my hands. And then I can go ahead and feed this up into this corner and this one right there. And you could hear it snap into place. The corner's there, the corner's here. I'm going to take, pinch, just like so. I'm going to hit this corner next. Just like so. Everything here looks good. We're going to make sure that we have no gaps here, no gaps here, and all of this is going to be right as rain. Okay? Then we're going to go ahead and flip our box over gently. We don't want this top to try to pop loose. Okay? We're going to do the centers just like we did from the top. We pinch in and down, same time, and we fold the tape over. In and down, same time. If it doesn't look like it's going to stick right, for whatever reason, just remember, in and down. And even though this side already looks good without me pushing, I'm going to tape it because we're going to keep moving this around and we want it to be strong. And then we check. If you see here, that's got a little bit of a rise to it. This is trying to pull away. So we'll go straight to it and we'll press it down and we'll run the tape over. And then here, same thing. Can you see this moving? You see that? We're going to tape down, in, fold it on over. Now the rest of it looks good. It's good here, it's good there. That looks like it could be tightened up a little, so we're going to go ahead and do it. Don't be scared to use your tape. It's tape. Alright. And at that point, we've got our box assembled. So we're going to do what? We're going to come inside. We're going to clean out all of this squeeze out. Now I've been using a screwdriver. You can also use a Q-tip, and you're most likely going to have plenty of Q-tips lying around the house. They're a pretty common item. So let's Q-tips it out just like so. We're just going to hit every corner inside like so. Every corner there is, we're going to hit. Now once this dries, it dries kind of an odd orange color, but you only ever notice the color of the glue if it's thick enough to matter. That's why we clear out all the excess glue. Now the glue on the outside of the box we're not concerned with right now. Alright, that's good. Now these are interior fingers. We're going to take them real simple. We're going to glue up the side that's got the majority of the residue on it from the laser. And we're just going to take and run glue just like this. Not a whole lot near the actual joints, but you want to make sure that every one of these big fingers has a glue on it. So, just like so. You can see that? We're going to take, we're going to slide it down at an angle and then tighten it up like so. And then the other one is going to go in opposite, in, tighten it down like so. And then to set these in place, we're actually going to take these guys, we start them off at an angle and feed them down right there into the line, and then down it goes. So start at an angle so that they can feed down into the line, and then as you straighten it up, straight down. And straight down. Well, the reason we didn't add a whole lot of extra glue near the actual fingers is we didn't want glue coming out and squeezing out here, because when we put these in, they'd get glued in place. And we just don't want that. Alright, we're all good. We'll make sure we haven't pulled apart back here after we assemble everything. So this can now be set aside. We're going to set it off to the end, let it do its thing. Then we're going to go ahead, come back, and for those of you that did not buy my dice tray on its own, that's fine. You want to make sure first off that these line up just like so, and you're going to open it out and you're going to put these two guys. Each of these has a straight line on it. You want the straight lines to feather away, so away that way and away this way. Alright, feather, feather, away. Okay? And then what you've got is the top piece here, and all of these ready to be assembled. These are all fingers. They are not exactly the same size. They will only fit in one direction. That's not it. But it'll fit like that, okay? So, knowing that, we make our plan accordingly. Just like we did with the top and bottom of that box, we're going to make sure that we glue every finger. Every finger gets a little bit of glue. Doesn't have to be a lot, but it has to be enough that it's wet. Okay, we do our uprights and verticals first, then we come back and we hit our horizontals. And you see I'm just kind of dabbing it. You can use a small paintbrush if you like. A lot of people do. Okay, we've got all of our glue set up. We're going to start here when we bring this up with this joint. And we're going to slide this in place. We're going to bring this up, slide this in place, just like so. And if you can do it without popping it loose, good job. Okay, and then I'm going to come up here and do just like this. Now that's all good. So what do I do next? Of course I'm going to tape my corners because we don't want this coming loose when we're working on it. Okay, so that's good. And we're going to take these guys and we're going to put them in. And as I said, they'll only go one way, so don't worry about it. We flip this over gently and we line it up. Then you use your fingers in the top here and the bottom there, basically to just slide those to where these stick in just like so. Once that's done, we come to the side. I'm going to press in, I'm going to press down, same time. Over here, I'm going to press in, going to press down, same time. Flip it gently. Again, in and down, same time. In, down, same time. Then I can stand it up. If there was a gap here, which there's no gap, so I'm not going to bother with it. If there was a gap, we would tape that off as well. But this is officially together and done, and it's ready to be set off to the side. Now at that point, we are officially done with the main assembly. Now what we've got left after that is very simply the felt and the cleanup. We're not going to put the felt in until after all of these have had good enough time to dry. They're going to dry, and you're going to give them a good 2 hours at least. Okay? You're going to have this that also comes with your kit. This is going to go in here. It's going to slide in. You're going to use any type of spray adhesive. Will be fine. They sell fabric glue. This is what I personally use, but if you don't have it, you can find any of this stuff at Walmart, Kroger, or wherever. And this is what I personally use. This is just all-purpose spray adhesive. Okay, this is going to fit in here nicely after it's good and dry. And this will go right here. And it centers. That's something to know. This is going to center and start from one end, but it runs up the other end. You see how it comes up here? That's by design, because when you close the box, that's the end you put down first. And then it'll actually help feed your box into the hole. That'll come after your cleanup. So we let it dry, then we do the cleanup. The cleanup is very easy. It's alcohol and a rag, or you can use a Mr. Clean magic eraser and just dampen it, and what you'll do is you'll just scrub all of this away if it bothers you. Half of you are going to be painting it, so this is the point where you would paint it. I want to thank you for checking out my video. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. And if you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel.